Okay, this is Mario once again with MIA Microflight, and I've been doing these videos on these machines, slightly larger. One of them that I did an 8-part video series, and that machine was the Artillery Sidewinder X3 Pro. Unfortunately, that machine did not work out. It did not meet my expectations, and it was just not working out. And you can see those videos if you want to see what happened with that machine. But I ended up finding this company, Two Trees, as I explained in my other three videos that I already uploaded with respect to this machine. I did an open box a video, and then I went and I assembled the machine. I have a second video is about that, and then I did a third video starting the machine to getting ready to print. And in this video I wanted to show the output of this machine here. Now what you're looking here is a part. This part right here belongs to one of those train tracks, for little kids, and I downloaded this from Thingiverse. You can get these parts from Thingiverse basically for free. If you want to contribute to the artists or to the person that designed this, you can do that. I would recommend you do that if you do that, and you like the parts. These are very nice parts. And so what I did is I printed this on my Anycubic i3 Megas. And I printed these parts on this machine here, and as you can see, this has a slight sheen to the material. That little shimmer is because of the type of filament that I'm using here. This is a shiny material, so you're getting the reflections of my my LED lamps here in my shop. So, but basically, it's a great little print. And so what I did was I took this geometry here. They unfortunately they don't give you this when you download these files. They're just STL files, and I had to kind of mimic this part, taking some dimensions, basically reverse engineer it to bring it into my CAD program and try to do the same or something similar to this part right here. I got the distance perfectly, and as well as the width, and as well as the height here of the typical height if this was just a flat straight part. But I kind of had to wing on the angles here because, like I said, I was doing this. I just took some basic measurements, and then I did this curve here, so you can see the difference there in that curvature. So this is not an exact part of that, but it's got the dimensions that are more important, correct. So, and the reason why I did this is not, these parts are not for sale. I'm doing this, to create a scenic layout for my grandkids. And but I wanted to, first of all, I wanted to have a textured surface on the side of this part right here, because this is supposed to be like a bridge part. And I thought maybe if I do something like that, it might be a little more interesting, which it is. It mimics the brickwork or block work that you would find on cement structures or bridges. And so that's how I did this part. So as soon as I designed this part, I decided to use this table here to print these parts and see how it would come out. And it comes out very nice. I mean, I'm very thrilled with this particular machine, as you can probably tell by my other videos, my comments in that video, my initial thoughts on the first video when I opened up the box. It's a great machine, and and once again, this machine is all metal. All these parts that you see here in color are metal. I am not trying to promote this machine by no means. I have no affiliations with this company or with any company. I run my own products under my Microflight, and they're strictly radio control models and things of that nature. But I use these machines to produce the parts that I include with my products. So obviously, I look for machines that are consistent, that are reliable, and I also have mentioned on many of my videos that I use Anycubic, so that's not a secret. The Anycubic i3 Megas, they have been great machines, very reliable machines. and very robust. The machine architecture is very similar to the this machine architecture. I should say it's very similar to the Anycubic i3 Megas. You know, having this metal enclosure with all the electronics underneath, and on top of that, they went a step further with this the machine by allowing the user to access the motherboard, you know, via this plate right here. Very well designed and with a lot of thought in mind. And when I got this machine, I already had a sense that I was going to get a very similar machine to my Anycubic i3 Megas in terms of solidity and robustness. And this machine does not fall short of those features. I mean, it's very similar to my Anycubic. This is a metal hot end here, metal box. These things are metal. This is an anodized sensor here, which is a really nice touch here. There are no plastic injection molded parts other than this part right here, which has to be because it's a gear system. It's a dual they call these dual extruders, but I call these dual feeders because they are actually feeding the filament into the hot end, which is actually the extruder. You know, I mean, I can't say enough about this machine. And if you have been following similar videos or just other videos of people that have done reviews on this machine as of 3 years ago, because this machine is a 3-year-old machine, I found that out. Like I was saying, I stumbled on this company recently, and had I stumbled on this company before, I would have bought this machine. But I did not have any need for a larger machine, larger footprint than my Anycubics back 3 years ago. So I wasn't really looking for other 3D printers. You know, the occasional video that I watch typically on old products and you know, machines, especially because I like machines. I like to see, you know, what companies are doing. Other than those occasional videos, you know, I probably saw this machine, but since I wasn't looking to purchase one, it just probably faded away. But having had the need recently to do larger projects, you know, for basically for just do-it-yourself projects mainly. I'm not really producing products as I used to produce anymore. And my Anycubics, you know, hold all the parts, you know, for my other products just fine. But this was more for, I was looking for a larger bed, you know, to do little train cars, you know, which are a little bit longer. And so my Anycubics would have had to been done in two halves. And to avoid that, I was looking for a larger footprint. And so I stumbled on the before this machine, I stumbled on the Artillery Sidewinder X3 Pros, which is which I thought would be a nice machine because it has similar extrusions, you know, for the posts, but it's definitely not nowhere near the you know, these types of parts. This is solid metal. I mean, even these brackets. So I was saying in my other video, they're almost 4 millimeters thick. This is solid metal stuff. It's a beautiful machine, well thought out. I mean, and I don't think I have to say too much. You know, if you have this machine, you know, from that perspective, of being a solid machine, it is. And I think other reviewers have mentioned, you know, the same these same things, the same features. So I wanted to you know, reiterate that because I am so thrilled with this machine, even though, you know, I don't favor these magnetic plates here. And unfortunately, when I was running the first, when I was ready to run the first part, the machine was set too low. The only thing that I would caution anybody using these machines is that, you know, when you set your Z height, make sure that before you print, you look at your display here and make sure that your Z axis is to the same height as you did when you calibrated this, when you leveled this, because this has auto leveling. It goes through, you know, several points here on the table, and that's the auto leveling, and then it allows you to set the Z height with they want you to insert 4 A4 type papers underneath the nozzle and kind of adjust that via the settings here till the point where it's just a little bit snug underneath the nozzle. And so I did that, but when I went to run this part, I believe that got reset for some reason. I probably reset it here without really knowing that it would reset my Z height. And when it came to print, the nozzle was a little 0.3 millimeters, 0.3 millimeters, a little bit deeper into the table, and so it ended up scratching the surface here. Not a big thing. I can still use this table, but I left a little mark there. It's a little distracting for me, but it's not a big deal. So anybody, if anybody's buying these machines, recently or planning on using this machine and running it, just be aware of that. To make sure that before you run each part, your Z-axis is clearing the table, and you can just stick a 4 sheets of A4 type paper underneath, or just fold one in 4 pieces, and then you can shove it underneath and see if you have that height, if it's clearing. If it's slightly snug with the nozzle, you're okay. Then you should have the right height over this surface here. But anyway, so these are the parts. As I was saying, these are my own parts that I did reverse engineering this part for not to copy the part for sale. These parts are not for sale. I don't intend on selling this stuff. And it would be obvious if I would do that. Somebody would find out, and they would probably report. I'm for people reporting stuff like that, because it's not fair, to the designer. I mean, the same thing that could happen to me if I produce a part, and I have produced parts, for Thingiverse that I have uploaded. It would not be nice if somebody would be duplicating those parts and reverse engineering my parts, for sale. If you're going to do it for yourself, and it's just for your self-enjoyment and fun with your kids, hey, no problem with that. I have no issues with that. So I wanted to point that out. And I could have just kept quiet and not shown you this part here, but I like to be honest and sincere with people and the things that I do. We have to start in this crazy world. We have to start with honesty and sincerity with the things that we do, the way that we approach things, how we talk to people, how we act in this world, and not be crazy. There's too much of that going on in this world that we need to go back to honest roots and just be respectful, of things, and be respectful of what you say, and be respectful of other people's opinions. So anyway, I want to point that out. But as you can see, there's that layout, with the brickwork that I was talking about. So this part came out. So let me put this part away, and let's just look at these parts, because now I'm going to talk about the actual printing of these parts. So these parts, I did this one overnight. I was tired. I did this at 4 in the morning, because I had designed this part, as I was mentioning, and by the time I got done with this, it was about 4 in the morning, and so I decided I'm going to leave this machine running overnight. So I did, and then when I woke up, this part was already done. So the print time, I believe this part, right here, because when it printed the second one, I printed a little while before this video started, and let's see if I can focus in on my. That says 3 hours 45 minutes 36, almost 4 hours here that it took to print this part here, and this part was printed at. I believe I was running this at. I don't want to confirm to. I don't want to print any more than this one here, because I've already printed the white ones, a bunch of those, and I have plenty of those. And I just wanted to print one bridge here that I can put it in the center of the layout that I'm working on. And you can see that layout in some other videos, but I believe this was running at, let's see, I have it set to 50 millimeters per second on via Cura, but I was running this machine at about I think 500, so that would be 5 times as fast. So 5 times 200 millimeters per second is what I think these parts were running, or I may have been running that a little bit slower Now I can't remember. Okay, so but anyway, it took 3 45 hours, three close to 4 hours to print each part right here, and it's uh, it's not a simple part. I mean, it's a little bit complex in the sense that it's very it's got this curve and it's got this overhang here. The overhang is very similar to the one that I was printing on my Anycubic i3 Megas. As you can see here, the it's got a little bit of this spaghetti here that comes from the this hanging. It's got enough angle there that you can print this without supports, and I printed this without supports, and that's where that spaghetti comes from. Those little noodles that left there. And same thing here. This is more prominent, so you see this a little more here than on this part, because if we compare the curvature of those two parts, this curvature is more defined, whether this curvature is more less defined. So the curvature stops at a shallow angle. This one's a little more inclined this way, so it's more horizontal in a way. So this was more prominent. That spaghetti, I don't know what they call that in 3D printing. And so not an issue. It's still printed. You just find that section you don't see when these two parts are connected and assembled in the on a table. And so it printed really nice. No comparison to the Artillery X3 Pro that I did also an 8-part video on that, and you can see that under my channel, Artillery X3 Pro, and see what happened with that machine and why it just didn't meet my expectations. This machine is much bigger than that machine. It was a lot less expensive, it maybe doesn't have the speed that the other machine has. Apparently the machine was faster. I don't see any major differences here. I did see a little bit of this machine is slower in calibrating itself, so if you don't mind the machine taking its time to calibrate itself versus something that's a little more faster, then I think if you're really looking, and if these are even available, because by the time I think I'm done with these videos, I think this company may very well have sold I think they had 8 machines at the time I bought this one here, and I actually ended up buying a second one because I really like these machines. If I didn't have my Anycubics, I have 5 Anycubic i3 Megas, which are run beautifully as well. If I didn't have those, I would probably just buy the complete 8 machines that this company had at the time that I bought this. Great machine. I can't say enough. My second one is probably going to be just in case I need parts or something in the future, because I feel that these machines are not going to be existing for too long. Everybody and their mother, as far as 3D printing is going to an open frame design. Things are really cheap these days, very quick. They don't give you, in my opinion, they don't give you as much for your money as this machine is giving it. So I thought I'd take advantage of that and just buy another machine, because just look at my videos, look at what other people have said, and more than me trying to convince the viewer on the like I said, I'm not promoting these machines for the company. I have no ties with the company. I purchased this with my own money. I did reach to the company. I sent them an email before I purchased this, and I said, is there any way that I can get one of these machines so I can review it and maybe get a little discount? Sometimes they don't give you. I can understand that unless you're a very prominent reviewer or of specifically 3D printers, they're not going to send in a free machine. But I was hoping to get a little bit of a discount. When I went onto their websites, I mean, it was even better than having a discount on any other type of machines of this caliber. Great price. So I took that opportunity. And this company has some other machines that I'm really eyeing those machines. They have a CNC router. I have CNC routers that I've used throughout the years. I built my own CNC routers, but I looked at that CNC router, the way they approach it. If they approach that CNC router the same way they approach this machine, by all means, it's something that is it's on my to buy lists from this company here, and I hope this company does not fold, because sometimes when companies lower the price on the machine, they give you specials, and it's because they want to try to get rid of their product so they can move on. And unfortunately sometimes companies fold, and then they have to give their product at half prices, and that's when the sales happen. So I hope this company is not folding, because I really like what they have done with these machines, and I've seen their lasers, I have seen their CNC routers, and some of the newer equipment that they're producing. And I think this company is a company to really consider if you're like me. I like solid things, solid, well-made things. And like I was saying in one of my videos, this machine could be sped up if you want the machine to run faster. If you want the machine to run a direct line or direct feed instead of the button tube, you can upgrade it. It's very easy to do those things on a machine that's already has the solid base. And so this machine has a lot of positive things going for it. I am so happy I stumbled on this machine. From those points of view, although this table right here is not in considering that most machines these days are implementing this metallic magnetic surface with this type of I think they call this PEI or PEI material. This type of surface, I don't favor this. I favor the glass. I much prefer the glass because I'm so used to using the glass on all my Anycubic i3 Megas. But as you can see, it's producing some very nice parts here. This right here is not a defect of the part of the printer. This is part of the just the geometry not being supported. I didn't want to use supports here just to keep this clean, and that's the reason why. And it's clean, it prints just fine that way, and it's not a distraction once you get the bridge assembled. So very nice parts. I'm about to do a little train cars, that are too large to fit on my Anycubic i3 Megas, and one which I also try to print on the artillery Sidewinder. And this is the result of the artillery Sidewinder, one of the prints that I did here on that machine. And you can see that the layering, something funky was going along with that machine. And this separated because I printed this vertically separated from the base. And then I did another one. And then my last print, where it solidified my my decision to return that other machine, to return this the Sidewinder, was I was using the same filament here that I'm using here, and it started doing this funky thing. It looks almost like foam, like it was foaming instead of applying solid lines here on that car. This is a train for an HO scale train tracks. So this is one of the cars, one of the locomotive cars, and it was going to build it up like this, and that failed. And so at that time I decided, that there's no point in me continuing with that machine, trying to get it to work, because I had already tested and tried a few designs and a few parts, as you can see in that 8-part video series that I did with about the artillery Sidewinder X3 Pro. So this is what happened with that machine. So I returned that machine. Thank you, Amazon, for honoring my return. It was very quick, and so, but this machine is really answering all my all the things that I had issues with on the other machine. So anyway, I wanted to show this in this particular video, and maybe I'll do some other videos showing the actual working on the machine with a little more complex part than this. So I printed originally I printed these little. I don't have them here because I put them already in the box where the other parts that I've been printing go. But I printed these little clips. They're rectangular. I think those are like 1 inch by ½ inch, little rectangular plates and clips, and I started with that part, And this is where I also ran into this issue here, there where my Z height was not perfectly aligned. So watch that video. I think it's the third video. So this is going to be the fourth video of this series, and like I said, I am going to do some additional prints here, just so that people can see the type of machine. And I'm not trying to, like I said, sell the machine, promote. What I'm trying to do here with these videos, and the reason why I'm doing is I'm trying to give people the logic, a sense of how a machine should be designed, in my opinion. More about you know, the logic, the engineering that should take place, you know, when you do a machine, a solid machine. And so that's more my the reason why I'm doing these videos is to talk about those things that nobody talks about, things that maybe is overlooked, you know, by many people that buy these machines. You know, they go with most people that buy products, they go along with whatever's popular, and that's not really the you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that the popular products are the best. That's what I'm trying to say. Many times, you know, the hidden products are the ones that are the best, and those are in the limelight are not. You know, same thing happens in our political system, and in many things, you know, in this world. You know, things are sometimes reversed. You know, you think, you think what's good is good is not. It's the opposite. So by now, I think a lot of people already are in tune with that. But this is about the machine, and so I wanted to, you know, just keep this, come back to this, you know, the architecture of these machines is what I'm trying to discuss here in my videos, and trying to showcase, you know, with viewers, people that are maybe interested in these things for the same reasons that I am. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.